needs toys when you can have these random shells that fall from the trees? Who needs toys? You don't want to be using a cowl with your bare hands, because if you have any open scrapes or cuts, then it is going to get inside, it is going to burn. You want gloves that are smooth, that don't have little bumps on them. So if you get ones that have, you know, they're cleaning gloves, then those are going to leave indents in your walls. So you want to make sure that you have gloves that are flat. And if it runs down your arm, you want to make sure to wipe it off right away, because if it gets anywhere in your clothes, then you're going to have burns here as well. So keep it on your hands, keep your arms protected, wear long sleeves if you can, and just be mindful that cowl is not a substance that you want to be working with barehanded. So, ven para acá, por favor. Póngale guante. You too. Póngale guante. Ponle guante. So you're going to separate out the mixture so everyone gets their own little bucket. Okay. Si necesitan bloques para subir, para llegar arriba, buscan unos bloques. Primero, cuando tenemos esta primera capa, hay que mojarla, no demasiado, no muy poco. Entonces la cogemos así con la mano y aplicamos así. Esto es lo que tiene que hacer primero. Toma su tiempo, está bien si coge tiempo. La más que la hacen, que la mueven, queda más suave, hay que seguir. Entonces, pruébala de arriba primero. So you want to make sure that when you're doing lime plaster, do a sample wall, see how it looks the next day or even a couple days after, because depending on your climate and the temperature inside the room, then you're going to get different drying times and the wall is going to behave a little bit, the color is going to change over time. So in order to see what your final product looks like, you have to give it time. So this is one day after. We've got a couple little splashes here, but it's not, you know, not pleasing to look at. It looks like natural shading almost from the shadows. So we're going to keep doing a trial run on this wall. We're going to see how it comes out, and then we're going to wait until, you know, a couple days time so that we can figure out what process we want to do for the rest of the house. So we're making the lime plaster, so it's lime plus clay. It's a lime putty, which is essentially like a homemade paint. It's going to add color to the wall. It's going to make the walls smoother. We're going to be adding on to the base that we already have that's textured, just so we can get a smoother finish. So we have a clay base as the major part of the wall. It's a mud wall, and then we have 2 layers of lime, and then the lime putty is going to be our final layer. So this is the consistency that you want. It's kind of like a very loose pudding. This is your lime putty. You want to mix it for at least 5 minutes so that everything mixes together well, the color, there's no clumpy spots, and this will serve as our homemade paint. Good morning, hello. So today we are back in the bathroom working on doing the new technique that we've been playing with, experimenting with on this wall. So this is how the new technique came out. It's super soft, super smooth. This is applying it with gloves, not applying it with a trowel or using a sponge, just smoothing it out with our hands. And I think the softness of the gloves and also the heat of our hands helps to kind of smooth the plaster and make it super soft. Then we use the glass to compress, and then we apply the black olive oil, and then use the stone to burnish. But there's times that we have to wait in between then. If you do it too soon and you pass over the plaster with your glass, then the glass is going to pick up the plaster and it'll fall off the wall. If you do it too late, then you're not going to get that waterproofing quality. It needs to be done when the plaster is almost dry. So it takes a little bit of practice, and this is our practice wall. This came out great. And then this wall, you can see it's a little bit different color. This is when we use the sponge, and it's got some texture to it. So we're just gonna cover this up using the same technique so we can have one smooth wall. Now the reason why we can't use a trowel really is because the walls have texture. The walls have waves in them, and so when we try to get in there with the trowel, then you get some places with a lot of plaster and some with barely any at all, because the trowel just doesn't fit into all those nooks and crannies. The more time you spend on this, the better your results will be. If you try to rush the process, if you try to kind of put it on there and then go off and do something else, then you're not going to get as smooth of a wall. So the key is to apply it with your gloves and then just keep smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it out. A wall that is, like 7 foot high by 3 feet wide could take an hour, hour and a half. Just really focusing on smoothing it, letting the heat from your hands, letting the softness of the gloves just really work that lime plaster in.
So I've realized why lime plaster and Tadilac have gone out of practice, and it's because it takes time, attention, and effort. Everything in the modern world has to be fast, quick, convenient. But this is the opposite. You have to pay attention to the timing, the curing, the weather, but I love it because it gives me the chance to slow down, try something new, and focus. Something that I, and perhaps a lot of us, could use.
This process is very intensive on the arms, so make sure you have somebody that you can alternate with or have your arms in shape before you do this kind of job. It's very, very tiring. I'm in a full-on sweat. I've been doing it for 10 minutes and there's still a lot more to go, so